We are here with some Sega Mega Drive classics. I downloaded a few games on the workshop and I wanted to share them with you. So the list of mods featured in this video will be listed in the description below, as well as the timestamps, so you could jump ahead if you like. Without further ado, let's get into this video. The first game on this list is Golden Axe 2.0, and it has a lot of features going on with this game, so I'll try to list most of them. The use of magic can now be used with any character, so any character can now use thunder, explosion, or fire. There's also new options for continues, difficulty, magic modes, as well as life bar refill bug. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it sounds pretty good. There's new graphics for the font, hood, as well as the go arrow. There's a new character selection screen, improved graphics, better magic selection, added fire sprites from the arcade version, and now both players can pick the same character, because you could not originally do that. They also have alternative colors for the player characters that you can select by pressing start. So there is a new GA2 magic mode, and you can select it in option. So there's an added 17 PCM samples from the arcade version, voices, and sound effects. So there's new option for testing PCM samples in the sound test menu as well. Restored some unused sound effects for the skeleton enemies and added fog for stage 1, similar to the arcade version. There's also a red dragon on stage 3 and added purple skeletons for stage 8 boss fight. Death Adder character profile from the arcade version has now been added, and uncensored enemy names have been revealed in the credit screen. So palettes from the original Golden Axe arcade colors are also present in this game. So there's so much going on with this thing. At first I did not see that there was sound changes for this game, because I knew when I was playing it at first, I knew I didn't recognize, the sounds that I was hearing, so I assumed they were modded as well. And yeah, there's just so much going on with this. So if you like Golden Axe and you want a refreshing way to play it and maybe play it with like less bugs, then you should probably try this mod out. I will say that this game is much harder than I remember, and like the hitboxes and hurt boxes for these characters and your characters trying to swing at them, it's just so small, Next is Spiderman Vs The Kingpin, and this is a game that you can play by owning Golden Axe. So this is a 2D platformer, and it is really good. However, it is really freaking tough. This difficulty feels like it most likely comes from unpolished features like the fighting, especially when you're up against the bosses. So, I just wanted to just keep using web balls all the time when I was fighting these enemies, but a lot of times they'll be immune to them. Also, you're limited to the amount of web that you can use. So I was also using the rewind feature that's available in Sega Mega Drive Classics to make it a bit easier, and I didn't want to restart the level all the way from the beginning and things like that. So, I was using that to pass some of the levels, and still, this game was just really freaking tough. I got as far as Electro. I think he was probably the semi-last boss of the game, and I just felt like he was super cheap spamming projectiles. But as annoying as this game is, I really do enjoy it. I think this is a great game. I'm also a huge fan of Marvel Comics and Spider-Man, and I will say that the music in this game is really good as well. I really love the music, and I would put this game in the top games that I love but suck at, which is actually an interesting category. So maybe we will make a video in the future where we discuss things like that. Next is Sonic Sunventure, which is an entry that was for one of the previous Sonic hacking contests. So I have played this game before, and I didn't realize that while I was recording this video. So I'm just going to, go over it quickly and give you my current opinion on the game, which will probably be the same as it was before. So I think that this game is okay. The stages have been heavily modified so that it barely looks like Sonic the Hedgehog 1. The level design itself was good, the enemy placement was great, and it didn't have any of those ridiculous amounts of bottomless pits or leaps of faith. So I think what really holds this game back is the lack of spin dash. You just could not do a spin dash in this game, nor could you do a peel out. So maybe the author didn't know how to add it to the game, which I doubt. I think they just chose not to have it. And, honestly, I don't know what's so interesting about Sonic not doing his spin dash. I see it quite often in some of these Sonic 1 hacks. And, I feel like it's just unnecessary as he's had it in every 2D game except the very first one. It just feels like it's just something that you should have. So overall, I say that it is a great game, but because it has no spin dash, it makes it an okay game. So that is going to do it for me on this video. I like checking out some of these hacks as well as the retro games that you get access to that aren't originally available on Steam, like Spiderman Vs The Kingpin, for example. So all of these mods are free and you can get them on the Steam Workshop simply by, searching for the category and then clicking the subscribe button. So I'm going to shut down here. Thank you all for watching and I will see you later.